Think over. To carefully consider or reflect on a thought or idea. Synonym for think over. Consider, ponder, contemplate, reflect on, mull over, chew on. I need some time to think over the proposal before making a decision. Before making a decision, it's important to think it over carefully. Let me think over your proposal, and I'll get back to you tomorrow. Mull over. To ponder or think deeply about something. Synonym for mull over. Ponder, reflect on, contemplate, ruminate, meditate on, brood over. He mulls over the possibilities before making any major decisions. She spent the evening mulling over her options for the future. She spent the evening mulling over the implications of the conversation. Reflect on. To contemplate or think about something in a thoughtful manner. Synonym for reflect on. Ponder, contemplate, think about, ruminate on, meditate on, consider. Take some time to reflect on your goals and aspirations. Take some time to reflect on your actions before responding. He reflected on his mistakes and vowed to learn from them. Dwell on. To focus one's thoughts on a particular subject for an extended period. Synonym for dwell on. Fixate on, obsess over, brood over, mull over, ponder, ruminate on. Don't dwell on the past. Focus on what you can do now to improve. Don't dwell on the past. Look toward the future with optimism. She tends to dwell on negative thoughts, which affects her mood. Wrap one's mind around. To comprehend or understand something complex or challenging. Synonym for wrap one's mind around. Grasp, comprehend, understand, absorb, get one's head around, process. It took me a while to wrap my mind around the concept of quantum physics. I can't wrap my mind around how someone could be so cruel. Sort out. To organize or clarify one's thoughts on a matter. Synonym for sort out. Organize thoughts, clarify, arrange, systematize, structure, categorize. Let's sit down and sort out all the details before we proceed. Let me take a moment to sort out my thoughts before responding. He needs some time to sort out his thoughts before making a decision. Daydream about. To indulge in pleasant or wishful thinking during waking hours. Synonym for daydream about. Fantasize about, imagine, dream about, fantasize, visualize, envision. Instead of studying, he spent the afternoon daydreaming about becoming a famous musician. She often daydreams about traveling to exotic destinations during work hours. Sometimes I daydream about traveling to exotic places. Play with an idea. To consider or entertain a thought without committing to it. Synonym for play with an idea. Toy with, consider, entertain, explore, ponder, contemplate. He played with the idea of starting his own business for years. They've been playing with the idea of starting their own business for years. Don't just play with the idea. If you're serious, make a plan, and take action. Narrow down. To reduce the number of options or possibilities in one's thoughts. Synonym for narrow down. Reduce, limit, constrain, focus, refine, concentrate. Let's try to narrow down the options before making a final decision. Let's narrow down the choices before making a final decision. After some discussion, they managed to narrow down the list of potential candidates. Run through one's mind. To think about or consider various possibilities or scenarios. Synonym for run through one's mind. Cross one's mind, flit through one's mind, pass through one's mind, occur to one, be considered, be thought of. As he waited for the results, various scenarios ran through his mind. Thoughts of regret ran through her mind as she realized the consequences of her actions. As he waited, different scenarios ran through his mind. Wrap one's head around. Similar to wrap one's mind around, indicating understanding or acceptance of a concept. Synonym for wrap one's head around. Grasp, understand, comprehend, get one's head around, wrap one's mind around, make sense of. It's challenging to wrap my head around the idea of time travel. It's hard to wrap my head around the idea that she's leaving for good. He couldn't wrap his head around the complexity of the software program. Brainstorm about. To generate ideas or thoughts through a creative and spontaneous process. Synonym for brainstorm about. Generate ideas, ideate, spitball, innovate, conceive, create. Let's brainstorm about ideas for the upcoming project during our next meeting. We gathered to brainstorm about potential solutions to the problem. They gathered to brainstorm about potential solutions to the problem. Grapple with. To struggle to understand or deal with a complex issue or concept. Synonym for grapple with. Wrestle with, tackle, engage with, struggle with, contend with, wrestle. Students may find themselves grappling with the philosophical implications of existentialism. Students often grapple with the complexities of philosophical theories. As a novice researcher, I often grapple with the complexities of statistical analysis. Work through. To systematically analyze and address a problem or challenge. Synonym for work through. Solve, address, handle, deal with, tackle, manage. We need to work through the issues before reaching a consensus. It took me some time to work through the intricacies of the software program. The team gathered to work through the logistical challenges of the upcoming project. Chew over. To think about or consider something thoroughly. Synonym for chew over. Contemplate, ponder, mull over, reflect on, consider, ruminate on. Let's chew over the options before making a final decision. Take your time to chew over the options before making a decision. After the meeting, I took a walk to chew over the various proposals that were discussed. Toss around ideas. To discuss or consider various ideas in a casual manner. Synonym for. Toss around ideas. Discuss ideas, consider options, explore possibilities, brainstorm, exchange thoughts, share ideas. We spent the afternoon tossing around ideas for the new marketing campaign. Let's toss around some ideas for the upcoming project during the meeting. During brainstorming sessions, we like to toss around ideas freely before narrowing down our choices. Hatch a plan. To devise or come up with a detailed and often clever plan. Synonym for. Hatch a plan. Devise a plan. Formulate a plan. Cook up a plan. Develop a plan. Craft a plan scheme. We spend hours hatching a plan to improve efficiency in the office. After weeks of deliberation, they finally hatched a plan to expand their business overseas. Let's get together and hatch a plan for the upcoming charity event. Conjure up. To bring forth or create thoughts, images, or ideas. Synonym for. Conjure up. Summon, evoke, call forth, create, generate, produce. Music has the power to conjure up memories and emotions from the past. The vivid descriptions in the novel can easily conjure up images of distant lands and exotic cultures. The author has the ability to conjure up vivid scenes with words. Percolate in one's mind. To develop or mature gradually in one's thoughts. Synonym for. Percolate in one's mind. Brew, gestate, develop, formulate, mature, evolve. As she walked in the park, solutions to her problems began to percolate in her mind. The idea of starting a new business began to percolate in his mind after attending an entrepreneurship workshop. The idea percolated in his mind until he was ready to present it. Wrestle with. To grapple with or struggle to come to terms with a difficult thought or decision. Synonym for. Wrestle with. Struggle with, grapple with, contend with, battle with, tussle with, fight with. He spent many sleepless nights wrestling with the decision to change careers. She continued to wrestle with the ethical implications of her actions. Throughout history, philosophers have wrestled with questions about the nature of existence. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.